Hello guys, welcome back to our Minecraft Pocket Edition Survival Guide series. This is episode 17. Last episode I made these two farms, and I made these two farms for the gold and all the other droppings that they had. Since this general mob farm drops a lot of items, I went ahead and tried to collect the most I can. So like gunpowder, I got it all sorted out, and this farm is really good for gunpowder, and that's why I wanted to make it. Like I said last episode, I wanted to make a creeper farm, but the creeper farms aren't working right now, so I'd rather just make a general mob farm, and so I can just collect the XP as well. So everything gets sorted out under each individual chest. All the items that I don't want to collect, like the armor and bows, they'll end up going to this chest right here. Right under that chest, I made a trash can, and this trash can will end up burning all the stuff that we don't need. With this trash can, it comes very in handy because instead of having to throw everything out, all I had to do is hit the lever. All the items that I don't need will get just dropped into that lava. What I did right here on my gold farm, I made a little I made elevators so I can go up and down, so I can be able to put my flint and steel in there. And the reason why I made this is because we don't have elytras, and it's just a faster and cooler way for me to just go up here. So look at all the items that we have. We have so much gold nuggets that we could just convert them into regular gold. Sometimes the piglins will end up dropping those gold ingots as well, so it's gonna be collecting twice as much. Right here I have my little smelter, so I can smelt those swords and turn them into more ingots, and yeah, repeat the same process. Everything that I did here is super simple. It's nothing different than I did on my other farms. Like for example, we made the item sorter, same concept. I know I didn't show you guys how to make this, and if you guys want to know how I made these little contraptions like that, eventually in the future I'm going to show you guys how I made things like this. But everything's all simple. I did it before in the other episodes, and just use those ideas and I just implicate them into the contraptions that I want to make. What I wanted to do for today's episode, I wanted to make a bee farm and a melon farm. So before I show you how I'm going to make those contraptions, I'm not going to make it here. I'm going to make it at my starter base. Let me get to my base, and then we're going to get started with making the bee farm and a melon farm. I'm back in my village now, and I had to figure out where I want to set these farms at. And the first farm that I'm going to set is I'm going to set my bee farm right here. Quick reminder, you're going to want to build beehives or not. You can go ahead and silk touch bee nest. To get started, you're going to want to fill this up right here. I mean, you don't have to fill this up, but we're going to need a platform so we can place our bee nest or beehives, doesn't matter. So I'm going to place my bee hives like this. I'm going to go ahead and place another temporary block up here, another one like that, and then I'm going to place them a row like this. The reason why we're going to have it like that is because we're going to be placing dispensers. We're going to want our dispensers to face inside the beehives just like that. So now that we place our dispensers, your dispensers should be facing in just like that. The reason why I have this side empty as well is because we're also going to place a beehive right here, but we're not going to make it the same one. This one's going to be collecting honeycomb, while this one is going to be collecting honey bottles. This is going to be two of the same farms, but both of them are going to have different functionalities. Now that we have our dispensers and our beehives ready, you can remove these if you want. You're going to want to come down here, and then we're going to place a little minecart. We're going to place a little minecart system. Once you place it like that, you're going to want to place your power rails just like this. Place more rails going in like this. You're gonna want to get rid of this one real quick because it's gonna connect to that side, and then you can put it back like this, and then we're gonna go like this. We're gonna put our minecart with a hopper in the end. So now you can go ahead and cover this up. Now that we got that done, we're gonna start making our redstone contraptions. So you can place solid blocks if you want right here, and then we're gonna use glass again. So I'm gonna use glass. I'm gonna put glass right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put more glass up here like that, and then I'm gonna put another row of glass like right here, another one right here, three more like that. Before we put this final glass right here, we're gonna want to put comparators just like this. So these comparators are gonna be detecting when beehives are going there and when they're filled with honey. We can go ahead and fill this up with redstone. And then we can cover this up with glass now. And then we're gonna go place it up until we reach these dispensers. Now we are finished with the little redstone contraption. So now when these are filled with honey and we put shears on our dispensers, it's gonna automatically dispense those shears, collecting our honeycomb. Now to collect all that stuff, I'm gonna be placing a chest right here with a hopper. You don't have to build this part right here, but if you want it to look something like this, go ahead. So now everything should be connecting in there just like that. And I could bring this over here just like this, and it's gonna reach to the top and to the bottom. I want to activate this part, so I can go ahead and put a redstone block just right there. I'm gonna cover this up eventually with some wood blocks, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how it's gonna look. I was planning to put more blocks around this, but I'd rather just get this done quickly. And so now you can go ahead and put a minecart with a hopper. Now all of the honeycomb is gonna go into my chest. So before I do anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and make the honey bottle farm. To get started with the honey bottle, I'll recommend placing a chest right here, and then we're gonna place hoppers. Place a hopper right here and another one just like that. Instead of putting a beehive first, we're gonna place a dispenser like this, and then you can place your beehive on top of that dispenser just like this. Eventually we're gonna cover up this whole entire thing because I don't want none of my bees to get out. I mean, you can let your bees to fly out, but sometimes they will get lost and they won't even stay on the farm. Quick reminder, only 3 bees can stay inside of a beehive. So we have 4 beehives right here, giving us a total of 12 bees. So I would have made this more bigger, but it will generate more lag within the more bees that you have. But with that being said, let's continue on with the farm. So now that we got this done, you're gonna want to put a hopper just like this. You're gonna want to place a comparator just like this. So it's gonna be the same thing. What it does, it's gonna detect if any honey's in there or any bees are in there as well. And the next part we're gonna do is we're gonna lock these hoppers. We're gonna place a redstone torch just like this. So we're gonna place glass like this, 3. We're gonna place another glass right here. I'm gonna place another glass right here. On this last one, we're gonna place a solid block just like that. We're gonna place another redstone line going on top like this. We're gonna place another redstone dust right here, and then right here, and it's gonna go through just like that. We're gonna place a repeater going in just like that. So the next part, we're gonna place a glass right here, another one right here, and another one just like that. After you place that glass, we're gonna place more redstone dust just like this. So after you place that redstone dust, you're gonna want to place a solid block like that, so your redstone current can go in just like this. If that redstone line was right there and we didn't cut it off with this solid block, it would not make this farm work the way how we want to. After that, you can go ahead and place another solid block like this. Now we are officially done with the farms. Now what I need to do is I need to go put shears in here, and then I'm gonna put bottles up in here. I made 3 shears for now, but eventually I'm gonna fill this whole entire thing with shears. The durability on those shears will eventually deplete, so the more shears you have, the less you have to do this. With this one, we're gonna place 1 empty glass bottle in the dispenser, and then in the back right here, we're gonna place all of our glass bottles just like that. Now when this is filled with honey, a glass bottle is gonna get it and detect it, and it's gonna go into our chest. Before we do anything else, I do need to customize this building, and then we need to get our bees. I went ahead and got a little carried away. I was supposed to cover up this part only, but then I ended up making a whole entire building. I actually like how this building kind of looks. It's a little simple one. I went ahead and grabbed my bee nest, and all I have to do is just wait for these guys to come out. While I wait for the bees to come out, I do need to breed them, and I'm gonna breed these 2 so I can get more bees. Like I was saying before, we only need 3 bees in each beehive, giving us a total of 12. So I'm just gonna breed the adults, and then the little ones are gonna eventually grow up, and then we're gonna keep on repeating the same process until we had 12 bees. I was able to finally breed all the bees that I want. I I'm pretty sure I need more bees, but with the bees that I have about 9 bees so far, but that should be enough for this farm. We have a honey bottle in there. So now I know my bee farm is 100% working. Don't have to worry about anything. And if some of the beehives don't fill up, that shouldn't matter. I could breed more and I'll be 100% good. Now that we got that done, we are gonna have to make our melon and pumpkin farm. I already have my items over there. Just gonna put some stuff away and then we're gonna get started making this farm. Alright, so let's get started with making this melon and pumpkin farm. I recommend cutting a 6x7 floor area if you want to build this underground and height the contraption the most you can. Or if not, you can build this on the ground, on a flat ground right here, doesn't really matter. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to place solid blocks, because the reason why is because we're going to have a minecart track going in here like this. Go ahead and make a platform like this. You can build this as long as you want, going this direction or this direction, because it is going to be a 4 block long minecart system. I'm not gonna make this any more bigger than I should, because like I said, as long as it works, I don't mind having, as long as the farm works, I don't mind making it small. Because over time, if I have this longer or any more bigger, it's gonna overfill our chest, and then yeah, it can end up causing more lag. What I want you guys to do is go ahead, place this temporary block like that, remove it, and then place dirt like this. This is where we're gonna grow our pumpkins and melons. Just go ahead and place temporary blocks like this. Place them on top of the dirt. It could be any temporary block, and the reason why is because the stems of the pumpkins and watermelons, they grow 1 block tall, and we're going to be placing observers just like this, and we're going to repeat the same side over here. Alright, now that we have our observers facing in like that, you can go ahead and remove these temporary blocks. And after we get that done, next part we're going to do is we're going to be placing redstone torches on top of those observers just like this. Repeat it on both sides, and it should look something like this. Then you're gonna want to go ahead and place solid blocks on top of those redstone torches. But once we have everything done, we should have something like this. And the next part, I want you guys to put trapdoors and place them on the solid blocks like this. The reason why we want trapdoors is because every time when redstone activates, it's gonna move our trapdoors, and then it's gonna also activate another observer that's gonna activate our piston. Go ahead and place your observers like this. Once you place those observers, you can finally go ahead and place pistons just like this. The final thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the solid block that I had right here, and I'm gonna place a redstone block, or you can place a lever, doesn't really matter, and place a solid block right here. And the reason why is because we're gonna finally set up our little minecart hopper system. Now we should have something like this. I can basically put a hopper and a chest to collect all my items, but I'm not gonna do that just yet, because I'm gonna go ahead and set it up to the top, because I don't want to keep going down and down in order to collect some stuff. Basically, from here on out, we are done with the farm. You can go ahead and place the dirt blocks, and we should be finished. Once we put the dirt, we're gonna have to till the ground that we're gonna place our pumpkin and watermelon, and then we can consider this farm done. So the way I'm gonna collect my stuff, I'm gonna have a chest and a hopper going out like this, and it's gonna be 1 block away from this. Well, not technically 1 block, but it's basically in the corner away from the redstone contraption, because if I were to have this hopper on this side, it will lock my hopper and none of my items will go in the chest. Now I can go ahead and put my minecart with a hopper. It's gonna be going up and down just like that, and it should go to the top, feeding our stuff, and everything should be good. So now the final thing to do is to fill this up with our melons and pumpkin. So let's go get our seeds, and then let's go till up the ground. If you want this farm to be compact but also efficient, I recommend you switching seeds. Like you put a pumpkin seed, then watermelon, pumpkin seed, watermelon, and so on and so forth. And the reason why we're going to do that is because whenever you have 2 different crops side by side, they do have a higher chance to grow quicker. Now that I have those stems fully grown, all we have to do is wait. The final thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make a building to hide all my contraptions, and then I'm going to be officially done with the farm. Just finished making the building for the pumpkin and watermelon farm. It's a little small building. I don't want to do anything more complicated than it should be, and I kind of like how it looks. I ended up extending the rail system and adding 2 more chests so I can just place my watermelons at one side and my pumpkins in this side. I ended up making a little separate melon farm right here because I wanted to collect the melons whole like this. I thought the farm was going to collect the melons like that, but ends up breaking them in pieces, but oh well. So now that we got that out of the way and made those buildings, I'm going to go ahead and check the bee farm. Now we have 2 stacks of honey bottles and 8 on the side. Let's go check our honeycomb. We have 5 stacks of honeycombs and 25 on the side. Now our farms are officially done and they are working the way we intended them to work. The reason why I have these farms is because the honeycombs can be crafted to make candles, and not also that we can make honey blocks and etc. Honey bottles also work when trying to get rid of potion effects and etc. I believe you can use I can believe you can make honey bottles to make something else, but I still need to figure out what are those uses for. Not only did I did that, I went ahead and made a little horse stable so I can keep my horses in there. And then I made a little small storage room. And I do have to put things in here individually, but it doesn't matter because this is my first storage room to keep all my stuff. Everything is organized, the things that I want to keep. Eventually, we are gonna make a storage room so we can have a better amount of storaging. Not only that, today we have some very good news. 1.19 has dropped, aka the wild update, and we officially have new things. I was planning on making a whole video about it, but I know there's other people already made more better videos documenting the wild update and whatever they included and etc. Eventually I am going to do a video about the deep dark and how we're going to go explore and other things that we can do while playing on our mobile device. I noticed that my game has been a little more laggy since that update. I do not know why. Maybe it's the fact that I have a lot of farms here, but that shouldn't be the case because earlier it wasn't like that. If you are experiencing a little bit of like frame rate loss and like a little bit of lag, it is the update. My Minecraft application raised 1 GB more, giving us about 4 GB. So hopefully in the near future it doesn't come to the point where Minecraft doesn't become compatible with phone devices, because any mobile device can only hold a certain amount of storage, and or they optimize it a little more so they can make the game more playable. If you guys have any questions regarding today's update and if I should make a video about it, feel free to comment down and let me know. But with that being said, my name is Anime Didi, and I catch you guys in the next one. Later, y'all.